Welcome back, guys, to the channel. Hey, I think it may be a little bit loud. This is day 8, so tomorrow we're into some songs, which is great. Sorry if it's, hopefully it's coming through okay. Are those, they're cool chords, aren't they? All right, so anyway, we're day 8, we're looking at the diminished 6th scale, and so I've written this out for you in the key of C. You can have a go at it in the other keys. Now, probably the biggest thing that is worth thinking about is making sure your fingering is going to work, okay? So you don't want to be, so I've just done some shell voicing. You could add the other notes in if you want to. You just need to work out a way of going through, are you going to do this kind of thing and then, do pinky to pinky? You probably don't want to do that, right? So you want to try and get maybe thumb under there. Maybe that would work finger-wise there. All right, I'll go to the next slide there. And then that should be an A flat it's written as a G sharp there, but that's okay. All right, and then come back down, same thing. Think about what your fingers are going to do. Now, it's really training for your fingers so that when you are improvising, when you are improvising, you don't have to think too much about the fingers. They just sort of do what they need to do, right? Now, that's never going to be 100% perfect, but if you do train your fingers relatively well, they will kind of do what they're meant to do just on their own, okay? Now, there's a really great study that I read about years ago. I can't reference it, I'm really sorry, because it was a long time ago and I haven't looked for it. I'm sure there's material out there that speaks to this still. And it was that if you practice something first accurately, it can take the average person about 7 times to get it in their long-term memory, get it from their short-term memory to their long-term memory. Right? But if they made a mistake, and so this was like, maybe 2 4-bar section or something like that, rather than learning a whole piece of music at once. And it was related to, classical music and, it's related to kind of thinking about, how to play Chopin and all that kind of stuff. But the principle works perfectly for jazz, in my opinion, all right? Or anything, really. That if you do it correctly the first time, about 7 times, then it goes from your short-term memory accurately into your long-term memory, okay? But if you make one mistake, this particular study, again, sorry I can't reference it, said that it took about 35 times to fix up that mistake, right? So what I've been telling my students ever since then is your first session, and at least your first half a dozen sessions of practice on any one particular new thing that you're trying to learn is really, really important to get that right. So spend time just going slowly. So what I'm saying is, you go back here and don't go, oh no, that's not how it should be done. Like, don't do it that quick. Think about the fingers that you're going to use. Oh yeah, that'll work. Thinking about those fingers, right? And as you do that, if you get the fingers right the first time and then do the same fingering 4, 5 times, you're on your way to having that just kind of inside of you, and then when you play, it just comes out, right? So, and that's really what we want to do when we're improvising, right? Improvising and writing any music really is about language, right? So you just need to get better at the language so you can communicate better, right? It's all about communicating in essence, really, is what music is. Now, music's just communication, just like the language English or Italian or whatever, French, whatever, right? It's all about just communicating a an idea, a concept, a feeling. And so, yeah, that's what's happening. Now, obviously with music, there's things that are great to communicate with. You know, if I want to go to, if I'm at somebody's house and, you know, I need to go to the toilet, I'm not going to say, hey guy, you know, can I play the piano for you so I can ask you a question, right? I'm not going to ask a question on the toilet, you know, where is the toilet? You know, does that mean where is the toilet? Right? No one's going to understand what I'm talking about, right? So you use a language like English or Cantonese or something like that to say, where is the toilet? I need to go. All right. Then they'll hopefully use language that is understandable in that way. But if I want to communicate to my wife that I love her, then music can be a good option, you know. Obviously, just telling her I love her is a good option, but you know, music can be a good option. Just to say that. If I want to communicate that I'm upset, I'm angry, I'm scared, you know. You know, that music can be a great way of doing that, which is why composers add so much to music, to the cinema, right? So anyway, something for you to think about. Think about going slowly, day 8, when you're doing this particular practice challenge. Get the fingers right. Do at least a few keys. If you can do all 12, great. But get the fingers right, and and then you'll be well on your way to be able to use this to improvise. Tomorrow we're going to look at the song, and the day after we're going to look at another tune as well. I can't remember what it is, what I said it was in the workbook. If it's in the workbook and you don't have, like, if a particular piece of music's not in, you don't have a copy of that, let me know, and I'll see what I can do of getting a copy to you. All right, all the best, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.